Hi there, welcome to this video. My name is Tyler and today we're going to be going over A-level biology carbohydrates. Now in particular we're going to be going over polysaccharides, so these include amylose, amylopectin, glycogen and cellulose. Before you watch this video it's really important that you have a clear understanding around monomers and polymers and also glucose. We've made videos on both of these which will link down below. Now while watching this video, if you find it useful, please like the video and please consider subscribing to our channel. What are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are sugar compounds composed of long chains of glucose molecules. And remember, there are two isomers of glucose, which are alpha and beta glucose. Carbohydrates are known as polysaccharides, as they are polymers of sugars. Carbohydrates are one of the main nutrients found in foods and drinks. We'll explore the carbohydrates you need to be aware of at A-level in this video. First, we'll do a quick recap between alpha and beta glucose. These are the two isomers of glucose. There are actually two forms of glucose molecules you need to know at A-level. These are called isomers as they have the same number of atoms, but some atoms are arranged differently. As you can see here, this is a alpha glucose molecule. And this here is a beta glucose molecule. With the alpha glucose molecule, the OH group is below carbon 1. And with the beta glucose molecule, the OH group is above carbon 1. We remember this by the term ABA, which stands for alpha below, beta above, and this is talking about the OH group position on carbon 1. Now let's have a look at our first polysaccharide, which is starch. Starch is a carbohydrate used as an energy store in plants. Starch contains many glucose molecules, and so starch can be broken down when energy is needed in plants. It is also insoluble, so it's more easily stored, so will not dissolve in the plant cells. Starch consists of two polysaccharides called amylose and amylopectin. Now these both consist of alpha glucose molecules. Now first up, let's look at amylose. Amylose is an unbranched chain of alpha glucose molecules. Amylose consists of 1,4 glycosidic bonds between the glucoses. Now all this means is that carbon 1 forms a bond with carbon 4, and it's a glycosidic bond because it's between sugar molecules. You do not call it a 4,1 glycosidic bond, it's always the smallest number first. This gives the polysaccharide a helix shape, a bit like the double helix strand of DNA, but only with one of the strands. Due to the folding of amylose, it can be stored in large amounts but in small volumes. This makes it a good energy store. Now here is just a very small section for amylose. As you can see, there are alpha glucose molecules bonded together. Here you can see there are two bonds. Now these are our glycosidic bonds. In particular, are 1,4 glycosidic bonds. This is what amylose actually looks like. As you can see, it consists of alpha glucose molecules, and it's also a helix shape, so it's highly folded. And as we mentioned, the reason it's highly folded is so it can be stored and more compact in plant cells. Now next up, we're going to go over amylopectin. Now amylopectin is a branched chain of alpha glucose molecules. Amylopectin consists of 1,4 glycosidic bonds between the glucoses, but also 1,6 glycosidic bonds. These combined make it branched. This carbohydrate has a long main chain with branches extending from it. Due to the large amounts of branches, there are many free ends at the end of each branch to add or remove glucose molecules for energy storage or usage. This makes amylopectin a better energy store than amylose. This is a section of amylopectin shown here, with the 1,4 glycosidic bonds here and the 1,6 glycosidic bonds here. Now here is another structure of amylopectin, just larger. As you can see, you have the alpha glucose molecules here, the 1,6 glycosidic bonds here, which make it branched, and the 1,4 glycosidic bonds here, and the free ends. Now next up, glycogen. Glycogen is the main energy store in animals as opposed to starch in plants. Just like amylose and amylopectin in plants, which is starch, glycogen consists of alpha glucose molecules joined together. Like amylopectin, both 1,4 and 1,6 glycosidic bonds are present in glycogen. Similar to amylopectin, glycogen has a main chain and many branches coming off it. However, glycogen is more branched than amylopectin as animals have a higher energy demand than plants. Just like amylopectin, glycogen has many free ends in which glucose can be added or removed for energy storage or usage. Glycogen is also compactly stored in the liver. Now here is a section of glycogen containing the alpha glucose molecules bonded by 1,4 glycosidic bonds here and 1,6 glycosidic bonds here. Now here is a whole section of glycogen. As you can see, it contains alpha glucose molecules, 1,4 glycosidic bonds, 1,6 glycosidic bonds, and lots of free ends. Now lastly, we're going to look at cellulose. Cellulose is the carbohydrate that makes up plant cell walls. Cellulose is made from long straight chains of beta-glucose monomers joined together via 1,4 glycosidic bonds with strong hydrogen bonds between the parallel chains. Every other beta-glucose is inverted, which means flipped 180 degrees to allow for a straight chain. If not, it will be a folded chain. Cellulose chains in large numbers combine to produce very strong microfibrils, which make the plant cell wall extremely strong. Now this is microfibrils here, and these further compact to form fibrils, which form the cell wall in the plant cell. Now here is a section of cellulose. Now here is just one straight chain of beta-glucose molecules that make up cellulose. Here you can see that there are 1,4 glycosidic bonds between the glucose molecules. And you can also see that every other glucose is flipped 180 degrees. Now let's look at another chain. As you can see, there are hydrogen bonds between the chains. These are between the OH groups on the beta-glucose molecules. Now here is some cellulose. It contains the beta-glucose molecules, 1,4 glycosidic bonds, and hydrogen bonds between the chains. Now that's it for all the polysaccharides you need to know about. I've created a little table here with all the key information that you need to know about for your A-level exams. Make sure to screenshot this and print it and put it on your wall. Now to test your knowledge, have a go at these practice questions / activities. Pause it and give it a go. And here are your answers. Now that's it for this video. I really do hope you found it useful. Please like this video to show your support and please consider subscribing. It really does mean a lot. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.